Hello, this is Valerie Aiello, and you are listening to Idea Diary. How's it going, y'all? Thanks for coming to hang out again. And today I'm going to talk about, I ran into this channel called Coffeezilla, and he seems to be exposing fake entrepreneur gurus. And the video that I saw him talking about specifically was a video on Don Lok. So if you don't know who Don Lok is, he is a student of the $1 billion man. What's his name? Which I sort of like the things that guy talks about. He's like super rough and crazy the way that he speaks. So his name's Dan Pena, the $50 billion man. And so his channel doesn't really make any sense. So I wouldn't say there's any reason to look up his videos, because his channel's a little bit all over the place. He has these fancy conferences and things, and I don't really know what he's teaching. It's kind of like that Don Lok thing where it's like, what are you teaching? And I guess Don Lok is just teaching sales in general. So whatever you're selling, he can teach you how to make your business the Rolls Royce of that genre of business. You know, instead of being the Hyundai of that business, you can be the big time seller. I don't know. I didn't really get it. Yeah, so there's all these people, I guess, that, like, scams have happened since the beginning of time, I'm sure. But a lot of these Don Lok students, they're paying for the course, and they're getting in the course, and then they're upsold to buy something else, and buy something else, and buy something else, and then they're, like, thousands of dollars deep. So I hear what happens is when you get caught up in those type of scams, you don't want to believe that you've been tricked, so you just keep buying more because you're like, there has to be, I couldn't have been wrong this whole time. I couldn't be $20,000 wrong. I have to spend more to find out what the answer is. And then it turns into like, is this a cult? Like Scientology, where Scientology, they make you spend, and then they tell you you're a family, and then they tell you your other family is bad and you've got to stay away from that. The cult thing goes deeper and deeper and deeper until you're brainwashed and bad things happen. But yeah, so the Don Lok thing, I didn't know. I assumed he was probably selling courses of some kind. I'm not an anti-course person, but I don't like super expensive courses, because I feel like sort of like college, to where it's like, okay, yeah, you can spend $100,000 and not use your degree and feel like you've been scammed and there's no job in sight. No one wants to hire you because you have a degree in, underwater basket weaving, and you had been told this whole time you're going to get a job no matter what. Just study what you're interested in, and then you get out and that there's no jobs. Similarly with these courses and the gurus, where it's like, okay, it's a $7,000 course, then it's a $10,000 weekend, then it's a $30,000 mastermind, which I'm like, what? You're basically buying successful friends, I guess. I don't know. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm wrong. I know there's a lot of successful people that buy into these $30,000 masterminds. For example, it wasn't a mastermind. It was a coach. The woman that wrote, I don't know. It's super famous book. That's going to take me on a tangent. So I'm just going to forget that one. But let's move on. So the thing with these courses, okay, I believe in courses. if there's something that someone can learn, or you kind of have like anyone can learn the thing that you know, but it's like, okay, if you buy this $100 course, then I will teach you this amount of stuff that I know, and you're going to be a little bit further ahead than having to, if somebody like failed all year long and then they found a successful way to do something, then they taught that successful way to more people so that more people didn't have to waste a year of their life. Like there are courses like that, and I believe in them. But like college, it's like you can take a semester and then figure out, I'm actually not learning anything. So you can stop what you're doing and try something different. When it gets into these guru workshops and then you're in some sort of like pyramid scheme that you didn't even know you were in. So I think like with the Don Lok thing, from what I'm understanding, watching these people that regret buying into his group, it seems like a pyramid scheme where he's actually he's selling a course. He's teaching basics of persuasion, which, holy moly, that's coming next. Yeah, so he's teaching these people, and then he's getting them in, and then he's promising them a job the more with these upsales. And then once he doesn't give them a job, I don't know, there's like, it seems like he's working up to be an MLM of just selling Don Lok courses. And MLMs, I hate judging people that join MLMs. I've never done it, but not because I'm like such a genius and I would never be tricked. It just never happened. But the one good thing I see when somebody signs up for an MLM and decides to sell the product or whatever, I see that as they know, it's a sign that they know that they have some free time that they could put forth to make more money, and that the money doesn't necessarily have to come with a paycheck. However, usually when you sign up for MLMs, you could probably get a job at Chick-fil-A and make more money working there 4 hours a night for 6 months than you would actually make selling Mary Kay Cosmetics or Avon or whatever the ones are. I don't know. But, yeah, I get it where it's like there's a product, you like it, and you just want to sell it. They did all the work, but you're going to sell it. But it's something like 99% of people fail if they invest in an MLM and their time is gone and all this stuff. I feel like if you just said, okay, I go inside my brain, I'm going to make a product and spend 6 months working on my own product and selling my own product, you would be 10 times further along than you would be of selling a product that's already made for somebody else. I don't know. I mean, there's some level, okay, you can't sell a car. You can't make a car yourself, probably, without a huge amount of time and skills and investment. But you can make your own lipstick, and you can make your own hand soaps, and you can make a lot of things that people sell with MLMs that you just don't have to. You can make your own product, and you've exponentially made the potential of you as a business owner 100 times greater. Whereas if you just sell an MLM, you've capped out. And I know supposedly some people make money, but that's like the carrot that they dangle and they sell. And it's, I don't know. I feel like it's not the greatest decision, but once somebody is in that realm, it's like you you know you have time and you know you have skills to sell this other product, why not just make your own product and you're going to own it completely and you're going to have all of the, you're going to be the whole boss of it and anything can happen. Whereas if you get that pink Cadillac magically one day and then you decide to stop selling Mary Kay, I think that those Cadillacs and those free cars and stuff, they basically talk you into purchasing an expensive lease, and then they're paying the lease as long as you're making the sales mark. But if you just got a cheaper car, you didn't need this fake lease, and you're basically selling a bunch of product to pay for a lease. You're basically just making money to make Cadillac money or BMW, whatever it is of the car that they get you to drive around with their logo on it, so that you're showing off some fake fantasy reality of you're making so much money just telling all your friends about this makeup line. It's good and it's bad, and I do not judge anyone who does MLM. I just hope that you just start your own business. Okay, so back to the Dan Lok thing, where that gets kind of confusing, because if he's selling something that you want to learn, but at the same time, once you get into the course, it's basically he's read, the 10 books on sales that are famous for probably the last century. And then he knows nobody's going to go and read those 10 books. They'd rather pay $2,000 to have somebody tell them what's in the book. I don't know. It makes me sad. So my whole point of this is that I saw the Coffeezilla video on YouTube, and he's kind of exposing unhappy Dan Lok customers. And that's the reality of the world. If somebody doesn't like your product or your course, they can go and they can slam you online. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think transparency in all levels, especially if you're selling courses, is great. I don't think people giving away your info for free is great. But you have to be able, if you're going to put yourself out there and you're going to take thousands of dollars or however much money it is, even if it's a $30 book or something, you've got to know you're going to have people that are unhappy. You got to be able to take it. And you got to be able to say, like, you know what, that wasn't right, but I can change. I can make it right. But yeah, because it's so hard, because when all these people selling these high level courses there is a predatory level, but then there is a valuable level, of, that there are courses that people actually learn things. And it's just like checking out a book at a library. You're going to learn stuff, it just was free. And if you don't want to do all the research and the work yourself and the time it takes to learn something, it's okay. Like, there's this one course that I really want, and it's a publicity course, and I just feel like I'm never going to be a publicist. In this one publicist, I love all her videos. I love what she teaches, the amount that she gets for free. And her course list, it just makes so much sense that it's like, okay, I think it's like a $1,600 course of some kind. And it's some one-on-one time. So she helps you get all your press releases at a professional level. It's just something that I'm like, yeah, when I see this course, and I don't feel like she's going to upsell me and I'm falling into some like crazy pyramid scheme, and she's going to try to get me to go on some Hawaiian retreat and, trick me into giving away $50,000 to her fund of some kind. There's some level of just like, I've seen the free info. I like it. I want that course. And then there's other people where they have courses and all their free info. I'm like, there's no way. Like, what more could I possibly learn from this person? Like, I don't get it. I don't get the sales pitch of the course is like, what? Like, I don't understand. And then I had asked somebody who bought the course, I actually didn't ask them. Someone was talking about her work, and I was like, I really love her videos. And then someone said she bought her course, and I said, well, I didn't buy the course because she had so much free information. I was like, I didn't see what possibly more could be in that course. And then the girl who bought the course was like, yeah, I kind of wish I just watched all the videos and didn't pay the money to buy the course. So, it's not that that woman didn't have like super valuable ideas and stuff. It's just, I don't know. Which goes into the sales pitch of everything, which I feel like if you have a valuable thing, sell it. Like, that's fantastic. But, so I guess on like one of the Coffeezilla videos, he talked about a book, Robert Cialdini. I think that's how you pronounce it. Robert Cialdini. So he is a doctor of some kind, and he wrote this book, The Psychology of Persuasion, or I don't know. It's like an influence book. I started listening to the condensed audiobook version of the book. Here. So in The Psychology of Influence of Persuasion, Robert Cialdini. I think that is how you pronounce it. Anyway, with the entire book was a 10-hour audiobook, so that wasn't going to happen. So using my library card on my Hoopla account, where you get 4 free audiobooks a month, I checked out this hour-long condensed version of it, and I've only got about 20 minutes into it. And it's so crazy how how people use sales and how they manipulate people's minds. He calls it weapons of influence. And there's a lot of war talk in the book. And it's a lot of, I don't know. It was scary. It was kind of, I was listening to the book. I was thinking, this is something that kids should be taught right away, like 6th grade. Because if you know all the tricks that people use to mind control you and manipulate you and use your human kindness to sell something that they don't care if you need or want or can afford, holy moly. Like, this is something that all people should learn, how people can take advantage of you. It's kind of like how they don't teach money in school because for whatever reason, but they should definitely teach money management in school, and they should, elementary, middle school, high school. And they should definitely teach how sales and influence and how the psychology of it all very young, because people would probably avoid a lot of stuff. So anyway, so I'm going to wrap it up. We've hit 15 minutes. And if you fall into some sales pitch and it's some YouTube video and you've gone through their free course and you're like, I have to have this $300 course, $3,000 course, $7,000 thing, just take a minute. And if you see one of those counters or something that's like, you have 60 minutes to decide or this offer goes away, just if you see any counter like that, stop what you're doing, whatever it is that you have fallen into, because any course or pretty much anything big that I buy, I think about it for definitely like a week. I step away and I'm like, I think, do I really need this? What is it really bringing me? I'm just not a spontaneous shopper. I'm only buy what I need. But sometimes, I get in that, I really need that $800 Vitamix. Like, my life isn't complete without it, and I never bought that stupid Vitamix, which would be amazing, I guess, to have. I see the value in a high-speed blender, but at the same time, I can live my life without an $800 blender, and that can come later when it's just like, I just decide to have that fancy thing one day, I don't know, just ask a friend, ask a family member before making large purchases, especially when you're in the course, workshop, mastermind realm of like people promising to change your life. Just really think about it. I would say read like 10 books before you make a big purchase like that in whatever topic you're doing. There are valuable courses, but just, if you take a year to think about it and you think that I want that course, absolutely. Conferences, I love conferences, even though they don't exist anymore. There are valuable things that cost money and they're worth the money, but just don't fall into the traps of the people that are just selling you to sell something, and they don't care if it brings value, and they don't care if you can afford it, and they don't care if they ruin your life. Just beware. Anyways, check out the Coffeezilla thing. If you know anyone who's thinking about the Don Lok world of buying stuff, whatever it is that he's selling, just, look for some reviews. Go on YouTube. Check it out. Anyways, I don't know how to end the show, so I'm just going to play the music.